It's the National Football League on EA Sports as we get set for a Super Bowl 21 rematch. It's the New York Giants and the Denver Broncos coming up next.
Fittingly named in part for its considerable elevation. We're at Empower Field at Mile High here in Denver, Colorado. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over them for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Here's Graham Gano out for the opening kick. And here we go at Mile High. Return coming from the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So the Broncos offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the former first-rounder out of both Oregon and Auburn. It's Bo Nix.
Bo Nix entered this league as a grown-up. 61 college starts will do that for you. A ton of college experience. And Bo Nix is a facilitator. When he is at his best, that ball is in and out of his hands in an absolute hurry. If he were a point guard on a basketball team, he'd want to go up and down the court and get it out of his hands as quickly as he can. He's accurate, he's tough, he's experienced, and he's poised for this challenge of the NFL.
He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Javon Holland there to make the stop.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
2nd and 6 coming up here. To throw, here's Nix. Connects with his back, Jaleel McLaughlin. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. They get 6 and a first down as well.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get them enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
First down, ball at the 36. Now Nix. Gets it to him on the screen. And they had that one contained right at the line. Bobby Okereke making that stop.
Defense all over that throw. You could just smell it. They just smelled that football coming their way, and that's as good as an incompletion. And they're going to be in a good spot. 2nd down coming up.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Bobby Okereke making that stop. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on 3rd down.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, here's Nix. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Here comes the Broncos punting unit. And this will put an end to the drive after it's stalled out. And he'll take in the fair catch just above the 35. So the Giants out and getting set for their first drive. And leading them out, someone playing at a high level over a decade after entering the league. He's got a Super Bowl to his name. It's Russell Wilson.
Kate, Russell Wilson's one of the NFL's most experienced quarterbacks. He's also one of the winningest quarterbacks, even with a couple bumps in the road in Denver. Remember, over that decade in Seattle with Pete Carroll and the Legion of Boom, There wasn't a quarterback that won more games in the history of the league over the first 10 years. 9 times to the Pro Bowl as well. Put a supporting cast around him, give him a run game and a defense, and Russell Wilson still knows very well how to play this game.
And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
2nd down now, 7 to go. They go right back to Tracy. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Just 1 yard on the play, though. That leaves him with 3rd down and 6 to go.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Throwing on 3rd, Wilson. His first throw is an interception. Riley Moss with the pick. And the Broncos put together a wonderful return. Gets him back inside the 40 following the interception. Well, for their sake, partner, I sure hope the rest of their pass attempts this game go a whole lot better than that, because it is pretty clear this defense came to play.
And I can promise you this, Kate, nowhere on that opening script does the word interception ever appear. You never want to see an INT. Now they're going to have to flush it. That's the key here for this quarterback in the offense. Got to flush that mistake and press on ahead.
First down, ball at the 36. Nicks off the play action. Throwing deep for the end zone. That's much too high and out of the end zone, incomplete.
Well, I'll tell you what that deflection is all about is following the quarterback's eyes. DB knew where that throw was going. With that intuition, he's able to get a hand on it and send it right out of bounds.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Out of the gun, it's Nicks. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up. Nicks from the gun. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
Nicks with it on 1st. He's got it at the 5. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gained 18 on the previous play.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. And he's in for the touchdown. The Broncos pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. It's a Bo Nix touchdown. Wow, Brock, hard to imagine a more effective play in their entire playbook for that particular spot right there.
You know, you get in this red zone, Kate, you want the ball in the hands of the guys you do trust the most to score. In a lot of cases, well, you trust your quarterback, and all he did was add to that trust.
Will Lutz now on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Broncos will jump out to a 7-0 lead. slot, set to kick this away. Gray now on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Giants taking the field for their second possession. And time to hit a quick reset here, partner, after they find themselves behind following that opening drive INT.
Yeah, you say reset, I say Control-Alt-Delete. Pretend like it didn't even happen. You got to flush it in a hurry.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Escapes the pocket. He can run it. They get 13 on the pickup. And the Giants will have a 1st down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Russ setting to throw. Taken in by Bellinger. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
Sure nice to see them looking for their tight ends in the passing game. Such great size to have out there. It really forces defenses to try to find a way to defend them along with everybody else.
Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Now Wilson on the play fake. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up.
That's a very quick trigger, and the hurry throw was much tougher to complete. He may have rushed that one thinking the pressure was just about to get to him in the pocket.
Pass didn't work on 2nd. Let's see how that affects this 3rd down. Shotgun snap, a gift to Tracy. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Here's Tracy once more. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. The rookie from Texas there on the tackle. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the 1st quarter. Neither side separating much so far. We'll get you back to Mile High after this. Welcome back. We'll begin this 2nd quarter with the Giants in possession. They have 2nd and pretty long here. From the gun, it's Wilson. Caught by Theo Johnson. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
A give to Tracy up the middle. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
Second down now, 7 to go. Russ now from the gun. That's complete to Darius Slayton. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
They'll come up 1st and 10. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Well, I know this. This staff loves the athleticism and versatility he brings to the offense. That's not only as a receiver, but as someone who can take occasional carries and turn them into good yards.
He finds neighbors right side. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Wilson now from the gun. And that's a New York touchdown. So the offense showing a slightly different dimension there, Brock, getting the running back involved with his hands for the touchdown.
Yeah, such an advantage. I think when you think about it, Kate, it really is about the 80s where we start to see these running backs not just tote the ball as runners, but be real weapons when they get the ball in the passing game.
Yeah.
That's well done.
Graham Gano to tack on the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Giants tie this game 7-7. Gano ready to send this away. This return starts at the 5. This return makes it up to the 25. The Broncos running their offense out once again. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll send him over right. Lone back gets the handoff. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Out of the gun. They'll give it to him inside. Runs into traffic and hits a wall. No gain. Bobby Okereke making that stop. He didn't get anything on that run, so struggles on the ground, leaving them with 3rd and long. Shotgun snap to Nix. Couldn't bring it in over the middle. Incomplete.
I think I could see his eyes from the booth. He was envisioning the return and simply dropped it. You got to secure the pick before anything else.
They'll send out the punting unit. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. Calls fair catch and has it inside the 40-yard line. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And it'll be Giants football. Now here comes the New York offense. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. Good starting field position for the Giants as they head up 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Wilson. Able to hit Robinson, complete. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. The big play nets him 17 yards. And the Giants will have a first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. From the gun, it's Tracy. And that's good for a gain of 5. In on the tackles, Jonathan Cooper. A gain of 5, and that brings us to the 2-minute warning. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 38. Gets this to Slayton. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Wilson to throw it. That's incomplete. Trying to set up the screen there.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Throwing again is Russ. He finds Johnson. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
And the Broncos are in the nickel for this 3rd down. Throwing again, here's Wilson. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
All right, set now, 1st and 10. Russ is cooking again. On the move, headed right. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle. The Giants using their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Wilson. Pass cut by Tracy. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. Timeout called, and that's going to be the 2nd for New York. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Tracy has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2. The Giants are going to call their final timeout here. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Thankfully, not a big loss last play. They're at the 2, 2nd and goal. Russ looking to throw. And he will score. Touchdown, New York! The Giants take the lead just before halftime. Malik Neighbors with a touchdown. If you're going to complete that one successfully, Brock, you need the perfect throw. Just the right touch. And you also need a guy who can go up and get it just like that.
Yeah, need to be able to muscle somebody off the ball if you're not alone. And call me a little biased. Go ahead. I don't care.
You're biased.
But the success of that play does come down to the timing of the throw, Kate. If you don't throw it on time to that exact spot, you run out of room, and you don't give yourself that kind of chance.
Gano for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Giants break that tie and now lead by 7.
Broncos 7.
Gano ready to send this away. Has this at the 6. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Broncos taking the field for the final time in this first half. And with field position and the clock against them, probably not going to see anything of substance here before halftime. Only 17 seconds left for him as they begin this drive. They'll turn to the ground game and just run this clock out. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. They're set up at the 35 now. On 1st and 10, here's Nix. Completed to Sutton. And he'll get it up to the 44. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Looking to throw. Into traffic, complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. So they send him out for a field goal, and they don't get much longer than this. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. It's no good. He needed more leg, and he sent it too far right. We're through 2 here with the Giants overcoming home field advantage. They've got the lead at the break. Now we'll send things over to Orlando, Florida. Jonathan Coachman on standby, ready to deliver the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome you all back for the start of our 3rd quarter. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Gray now on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So to begin the 3rd quarter, the New York offense returning to the field. And they really leaned on that passing game in the first half, Brock. Let's see if that emphasis continues to start the 3rd. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Ross off the play fake. Makes the grab in bounds, left side. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle, they showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
First down, here's Russ. Connects with Slayton. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. Finds his target, Robinson. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Riley Moss with that tackle. Third and a lone yard coming up. Staying between the tackles with Tracy. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. The Giants readying to punt, and they're going to send out the lefty, Jamie Gillen, for the kick. And this one ventures out of play on the fly. The question is where it's marked. Looks like they'll say the 17-yard line. So here comes the Bronco offense. They left a few on the table their last time out, Bronx, settling for a field goal try that missed the mark. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Nicks off the play action. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive down the field. Those windows and throwing lanes, Kate, they're not open very long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be thrown off.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Give now to the running back. And his drive up the middle gets him about 3. Bobby Okereke making that stop.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
And the Giants going nickel. 3rd down coming. Out of the gun, it's Nicks. Hits him on the out route. And he's able to get across the 25 before stepping out.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Punting unit out now. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. And he's calling for a fair catch, which is made at the 33-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. From the gun, it's Wilson. Searching. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the first sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more? Or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm they've been in protecting?
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Receiver in motion going left. After the sack, another pass on 2nd down. Rolling out to his left. And they get to him again. And back-to-back takedowns behind the line of scrimmage set him up now with 3rd down.
First sack, wobbled the cart. This one, I think, sent it off the rails entirely. Taking the L on each of the first 2 plays leaves this offense looking at a very unlikely 3rd down pickup.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Russ now from the gun. That's going to fall incomplete. Either way, he was breaking it up. Couldn't hang on to the pick, so hits the ground, brings up 4th down.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
The Giants are set to punt. Has it at the 37. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Call that punt a 52-yard effort. And the Broncos get set to take over. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. They'll run it from the gun. This is ahead for about 5. Brian Burns coming up with the stop. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Play action with Nix. Caught by his back. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. He gets 6 on that play. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The 2 were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
Throwing on 1st down, Nix. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Bobby Okereke making that stop.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
The give here on 2nd. He locates a couple of yards through that chaos. He was brought down by Roy Robertson Harris. Only a couple of yards there, and now it's 3rd and 7.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
On 3rd down, here's Nix. We've got a screen to the running back. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that 1st down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Nix. Has him on the quick hitter. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Brought to a halt by Deonte Banks. Just 1 quarter remaining in this one. It's Broncos football. They're on a mission here. They trail entering the 4th. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 21. Brought in by Vele. And he gets in. Touchdown, Denver! The Broncos now trailed by just a point in the 4th. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the fourth quarter that could go either way.
So a chance to tie it up again here in the fourth. The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the fourth. Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. Here's a return from the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. New York taking over once again. The offense heading out. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Wilson now. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
Okay, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page, because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
A handoff to Tracy. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
Okay, the 2-yard run on 1st down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule. But you're going to have to pick up the pace.
Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Shotgun snap for Wilson. He finds Johnson. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
They send the tight end in motion. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
They'll bring out the punter here. It's going to be Jamie Gillen doing the honors. Ooh, it's away, but he knows he mishit that one. Headed for the sideline. And there won't be a return here. This punt is out of bounds. They'll say inside the 40. The Broncos offense all set to go. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10. A tight end in motion now. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Nix from the gun. Nearly intercepted. Ooh, he almost had it. Couldn't bring it in. Incomplete. That brings up 3rd down.
Hey, Kate, you feeling lucky? Well, the quarterback is, because he just dodged a major turnover. That was an easy pick that was simply dropped.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Throwing here, Nix. And even on third down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be fourth down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on third down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Punt team on the field. He calls for the fair catch and has it at the 22-yard line. So no return on that punt. And they're going to take over possession. The Giants and Russell Wilson headed back to the field now. And he has to be happy about his game. We're checking some of the highlights right now that he's made so far. A good showing that's seen him in the zone from time to time. And also he's just seen the field well from his spot in the middle of this offense. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. A give right side to Tracy. And he's brought down for a loss.
I know they say it any time he comes up in an interview, but they appreciate having him on this defense so much, Kate, because of plays like that one. Those are great instincts. It takes instincts and want to come up and run support, and not many corners can make that stop.
Wilson now from the gun. He's on the move. He's on the move. He gets a little something out of it before sliding to a stop.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield, get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
They kick the running back in motion. He'll throw it. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Now here's Russ. Short pass brought in. And he's going to be across midfield, close to the 45 before going out.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, we'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Here he goes on the bootleg. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they get this down to the 28. They'll get 18 yards there. And the Giants will have a first down.
I'll be honest with you, Kate. As you grow and develop as a quarterback, your arm gets stronger. These comebacks can be one of your favorite throws in your arsenal. Because if you trust yourself and you throw it before that defender breaks, you know there's yards to be had on the perimeter.
That brings us to the 2-minute warning here in Denver. Giants going for the win here. On the handoff, this is Tracy. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Here's Tracy. And he's going to take this down inside the 25 before being stopped. The defense calls a timeout, so that's their first. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on third down. Coming left is Tracy. He has the first down to the 10. And he's going to take it in for the New York touchdown. The Giants jump in front late. So how about the determination there? This game has been as hard-fought as you will see. But they grab hold of the lead here with a late touchdown that may just win them the ball game.
You could almost feel them saying, Kate, we don't want overtime. Let's go out and get it done now. They accomplished their goal, but you do have to ask the question, did they leave too much time on the clock? Stay tuned.
Gano for the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Giants break that tie and now lead by 7.
Broncos 14.
Gano ready to send this away. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. He's stopped on the return at the 27. Denver set to take the field on offense. Still time to go, Bronc, but that touchdown has them down now 7. They've got to find the end zone here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Setting up to pass. Put the body on the line for his team. Denver calls the second of its 3 timeouts. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting that first.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Here he is to throw. And like an empty wrapper, he just throws that one away. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. He'll look to throw it. Fits it through the middle. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Makes the catch, but does not do it in bounds. It looks like he came down on that sideline. 2nd down coming up.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
Back to throw. Finds him over the middle. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. Now the Broncos take their 3rd and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. A modest amount of time left, Brock, but crucially, no timeouts for him. It's 1st down. They'll throw again. Nix. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Out of the gun, it's Nix. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up third down.
Brings up a third down and 10 yards to go.
Here he is to throw. That one's complete over the middle. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Completed over the middle. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. So it's a win for the visiting Giants. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with the victory. This has been another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. With all our crew here and my broadcast partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. It's a well-earned win for the Giants, as we'll see you next time from Denver.